Yo, what up? It's your boy Amir. Welcome back to the channel for another episode of That's Dope. So a question I get often from you guys is, can you use nothing but stock plugins to make a beat in Pro Tools? And the answer is always yes. Today, we're gonna make a beat from scratch using nothing but the plugins that came with Pro Tools. You know, Expand, Mini-Grand, Vacuum, Structure Free. I think that's all of them, but those are the plugins that comes with Pro Tools. You know, Expand is probably like one of my favorite sound instruments, period, in the box, you know, and I have other stuff like the Native Instrument stuff, the Arturia stuff, but you know, I love using just the stock stuff that came with Pro Tools. So like I said, today I want to use nothing but stock plugins and take you guys from start to finish using nothing but what came with Pro Tools. So let's get right into it. So like I said, every sound that we use in this beat is going to be from Pro Tools stock plugins. Expand 2 is going to be my plugin of choice for this video. You know, I love Expand. The first sound we got is in the guitars category. It's called Ancient Guitar Lely, and it sounds like this. So it's kind of like a acoustic guitar, but it's actually a nylon guitar and a ukulele mix. We're gonna be playing this. All right, so let's go ahead and record that. All right, so I cleaned that up. We got that copied over where it needed to go. The next sound we got is in the bells category. It's called Detuned Wave Bells. It sounds like this. All right, and we're just gonna play a little melody on top of what we did. All right, so the next sound we got is the Mini-Grand. The Mini-Grand, another stock Pro Tools plugin. You know, I like that they have a bunch of different models. You got Atmosphere, Soft, Ballad, Real, Bright, Hard, and Dance. And all the pianos have different tones to them. For this particular one, we're using the Real model. It sounds like this. All right, so we're just gonna play like a little stab on top of what we already got. All right, so now we got the drums. We're actually going to start with the 808. For the drums, I'm going to go in to Expand and load different parts. There are 4 different layers you can do on Expand, 4 different parts. For these, we're just probably going to be loading one part just to load up the drums, because Expand comes with drums, but a lot of times when when you go into the default sounds or the default kits, the way it loads so crazy. I don't know why they did it like that, but you can go in here and individually add different sounds that you need as far as like the different hits. They have a menu for like hi-hats, a menu for snares, a menu for cymbals and stuff like that. But this particular sound, if you go into percussive and you go to Endless 808, where is it at? Yeah, Endless 808 kick. If you want like a clean, just sounding 808 kick, this is a good one to use right here. It sounds like this. It's real beefy and real big sounding, but let's go ahead and let's add that on top of what we got. so up next we got the clap, and just to show you guys how to load it, I already loaded the clap menu, but I'm gonna go back to factory default. That is the default sound that Expand loads with, and it's always in part A. But if you go down to, like for the clap, we're gonna go to drums, and we're gonna go to clap menu. They have that one, and they also have another one called claps menu. So it's claps menu X2 plus, and then you got just claps menu. And this is the one we're going to be using. And you see you can kind of tweak the sounds a little bit as far as like the attack, the decay, the cut off, the resonance, pitch, and the release. The only thing I don't like is that you can't lay like your sounds out across the whole keyboard. Say I have one percussion hit that I want to lay out across the whole keyboard. I can't do that as far as like, you know, with pitching and stuff. So I would have to go in there and maybe I could maybe try to automate the pitch on here, or I could sample that and then do it manually in Pro Tools if that's something I wanted to do. That's the only downside of, you know, just using Expand, because it's not a sampler, so you can't really load sounds like that. But anyway, let's go ahead and lay down that clap. Alright, so up next we got a cymbal we're gonna add, and this sound just like we did with the 808 and the clap. We're just gonna go into a part and we're gonna load up. I already loaded it, but we'll go back down. It's under drums. It's the splashes menu. Take some of that the high end off and just using the cutoff filter. That's the cool thing about you know, Expand. It does have, like, as far as the filtering and the attack and decay, you can tweak those things. But what I want to do is I kind of want this to sound like more of a hit, even though, I mean, a splash is a hit, but we're going to add some delay to it. And I also loaded up a phaser plugin. And these are all stock plugins. This is just a preset. It's called Low Phaser. I didn't do anything to it at all. It's just I loaded up a preset. And we're just going to put that on the 1. So let's go ahead and add that. Alright, so up next we got the hi-hat. Same thing we've been doing with the other drums. If we go down to drums, it's number 24, and we just go to hi-hats menu, it's going to give us a couple. So it has some really decent sounding sounds in here. Like this particular hat, that's going to be the one I'm going to use, but that's a hat that I would use anyway. It's a hat that I would use for my samples. It's just an 808. Sounds like an 808 hat. Just, you know, just a regular closed hat. But let's go ahead and let's add that. Let's see, can we change the pitch on this one a little bit? Alright, let's go ahead, let's copy that over where it needs to go and keep on building. Alright, so the next sound we got is the kick drum. We're going to be using this. This actually comes from a kit in Expand drums. This is actually called the, if you go to the drums menu, this is actually called the Electro popper kit. We got a whole bunch of sounds, but we're just gonna be using that kick. Let's go ahead and let's add that. Alright, so the next sound we got is an open hat, and it's in the same hi-hats menu that we loaded for the other hat. We just go to drums, hi-hats menu. Alright. Alright, so up next we got a pad. This is actually in the huge pads category. This is called Bright Breathy Pad. It sounds like this. We're just gonna add that only on the chorus part. So let's go ahead and let's add that. Alright, so I messed up on one part, but we'll clean that up, copy that where it needs to go, and then we'll listen to the beat from the top. So just like that, we got another one using nothing but the stock plugins that came with Pro Tools. Like I told you guys, you really don't need a whole lot to make a beat and to make it sound good in Pro Tools. You know, I got an uncle, he does music, and he always calling me and asking me about plugins, and I always tell him, Uncle, man, just use what you got. I'm telling you, once you learn to use what you got, you don't really need a whole lot. You know, it's nice to have different tools and different plugins to have just to play around with and use, but don't get fooled into thinking you need those things to make something sound great, because everything you got is in the box. Alright, dig into your expand, dig into your sounds that came with Pro Tools, and go create some magic. I really hope this was helpful to some of you guys. If it was and you haven't subscribed yet, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up for me. Until next time, arrivederci.